Okay, this is over lesson 1 and 2 in book 1 of your theory book. This should be the first video you're watching, so if this isn't the first video you're watching, you're doing them out of order. But the first lesson is lesson 1 over the staff. All music is written on what we call the staff. The staff is made up of 5 lines and 4 spaces. And you always start counting from the bottom line. So the bottom line is 1, and then the next line 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines. This first space is right above the first line. So when you're trying to remember, first space is right above first line. So you find line 1, go up 1 space. You have space 1, space 2, space 3, and space 4. So you always start counting from the bottom, and then you go up. And if you ever forget how many lines are in a staff, it's actually really easy to remember because it's based off of your hand. So you have line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5. Space 1, space 2, space 3, space 4. We'll get to other stuff later, but I'm going to let you guys pause this video right now so that you finish the student assignment for lesson 1, and then unpause it and we'll start on lesson 2. Okay, so lesson 2 is over clefs. There are 2 clefs that we will be using right now. One is called the bass clef, and one is called, that's called the bass clef. One is called the treble clef. Treble clef. And they actually have multiple different names. So the treble clef is the most common that you'll see, and it's also called the G clef. So you draw it on the staff because all based around this second line. And it's called the G clef because that line is G. So how you draw it is you actually start with a little dot down there. You draw a little backwards J all the way, actually it's right forward size J, J, and then you add a little flag and you do one swirl around that second line. Everything for the treble clef is based on that second line. The bass clef, however, is also called the F clef, and it is lower than the treble clef. So if I was singing it in bass clef, I would be singing down here, and if I was singing in treble clef, I'd be singing up here. So the bass clef is called the F clef, and you actually draw it by putting a dot on the 4th line. So you have count up lines, 1, 2, 3, 4th line, and then you draw a big backwards C. Draw a big backwards C, and then you put a dot over the 4th line and under the 4th line. So you put 1 dot in the 4th space and 1 dot in the 3rd space, and then that tells you that this line right there is F, and that one is G. So now, finish this video, finish lesson number 2 student assignment, and when you're done with that, click submit on the Google Classroom assignment, and I will put in your grade once I do the notebook check.